What is up, everybody? This is Erik, the one and only Bear Collector, and today I'm going to be reviewing a really interesting and fun game that I used to play back in the days for the Game Boy Advance, and that is Inspector Gadget Advance Mission for the Game Boy Advance. Now, this game came out back in 2002, and it was made by DEEK, or Dreamcatcher Interactive, and LSP. And the game is basically a 2D side-scrolling platformer. You play as Inspector Gadget, Penny, and the dog Brain out to defeat the evil Dr. Claw from gaining world domination, just like the cartoon show. Now, this isn't the first Inspector Gadget game that came out. There's been others. The first one was in the Super Nintendo. That one I haven't played. It is a platformer. There's also one for the PS1 and the PS2. There's other games. So this isn't going to be the first time I'm going to be talking about Inspector Gadget. However, I wanted to start off with the Game Boy Advance one, because that's the first one that I've played and I've known. So, like I said, this game is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. You're out to defeat the evil Dr. Claw from gaining world domination, and you play under 15 levels. And each level is split into like two side-scrolling platforming stages, where you gotta disable some machine gadget, and then the last one is like a boss level, or like a sleigh, or like a fast-pacing level. So it's 15 levels. Sorry, I'm all like putting it up. So it's basically 15 levels. Let me go ahead and zoom in for a moment. Put the cartridge there. Now you're wondering what. I have those in a minute and I'll explain that. But going back to the game, yes. So this was a game that came out during that time. Really fun game. I really enjoyed it. You basically, as I mentioned, you play as the three different characters. Now, Brain can double jump. The dog Brain can double jump and also put on like a penguin costume to go past enemies. Penny is able to hack into some of the robots. And then Inspector Gadget can use some other gadgets to get across the level. So, what do I think of the game? It's a pretty fun platformer. I thought it was decent. The music's a little annoying. I didn't like the music in the game, but other than that, it's a fun game, and it exists and it's out there. But yeah, I think I recommend it. No, it's not BS. Whoever that is. But yeah, this was a game I used to play early on when I had a Game Boy Advance back in the days. But I repurchased this one, and it won't break the bank. It's not that expensive, so definitely I would recommend this one. So yeah, so you're wondering why I have these pieces right here. So I know that a couple back in I believe it was December when I acquired this. This is basically a toy that came out in McDonald's a while back. It is based on the Inspector Gadget movie. As you can see, this is the likeness of Matthew Broderick, pretty much, who played Inspector Gadget in the first movie. And so each piece that you would get in your Happy Meal will be a particular item that will complete a big Inspector Gadget. So this one did that. There's like the helicopter, and it makes noise. The other piece is the chest piece, which if you open it, it kind of lights up or does some sort of sound or something. Obviously, because it's so old, the battery doesn't work anymore, and I don't want to open it. This one is part of his belt. It's also a little watch. So, it's his belt, his belt buckle and belt. Of course, the torso of Inspector Gadget, which, if you go like that, it sparks. It's really cool. And that's the torso of him. One of the legs, which it expands, but it also opens into... What does it open into? I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, it's actually like a light or something if you see through there. I remember this, and it does like it shows like something. I can't see through here. I'm trying to see. But anyways, it does that. And then the other leg is actually a plier set. So it transforms if you open it. And you go, oh my goodness, I don't want to break it. Anyways, it turns into like a set of pliers. If you can see through there. I don't want to open it up. So then you have one of the arms, which extends as well as it shoots. This is it shoots water. So it's kind of like a super soaker type of gun. And then the other hand it just extends. It doesn't. Oh, it grabs. It's like a grabbing thing, like from the claw. So, anyways, let me put this together so you guys can see what it does. So you put the leg here. Let me see. I'm trying to do it. Let's see, like that. There we go. Then you have the other leg right here. There you go. Come on. Come on. There you go. Let's put them like that. That makes the torso. Then you have one of the hands, which goes here. Then you have the other hand, which goes here, like that. Then you have his chest piece, like that. So that's pretty much, that makes Inspector Gadget right there, as you can see. And then, of course, you have the belt. I'm not going to put the belt, but it goes like under his waist like that. And then, of course, his hat. So it goes, he looks pretty goofy. So it goes like that. And that is Inspector Gadget in all his likeness. I'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit. There you go. You can see him. And that's just his size like that, right? If you extend his legs, he gets much taller. So, yeah, it goes much taller. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And, yeah. Oh, Ratchet. I like that, the Ratchet. So, yeah. So, there goes Matthew Broderick, a.k.a. Inspector Gadget. You know, with his chest piece and everything. Yeah, and then his WWE belt. I rather use it kind of like, his hat fell. Like a champion. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get the hat. It's kind of tight over here. Let me see. And yeah, I got his hat. So let me put his hat back. Let me see. You got his hat. There you are, Matt. Mr. Broderick. If I could put your head. Okay. Goes like that. No, goes like that. There we go. And there he is. Okay, there he is. Let me see if I could stand him up better. Yeah. I'll put him right here to the side. And then you can go ahead and hold the cartridge. So let me zoom in to you, Mr. Broderick. And then you can hold the cartridge. But anyways, and that's his game, Inspector Gadget. Hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. Hope you guys enjoy this review. This has been Eric, the one and only Bay Area Collector. Please like and subscribe to Lily, a Simple Mom, to Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review, Alexis, aka Lexi from Lexi's Toy Box Review. All their links will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take care. Peace out. And this isn't going to be the last time you see of this guy. Anyways, take care. Bye-bye.